My beloved, listen to me now with the ears of your heart fully open. Hear my words not as echoes of the past, but as the living truth I speak to you in this very moment. You have often wondered, haven't you, what it all meant, the long years of silence, of hiddenness, of waiting. You have asked me in the night hours when no one else could hear, Lord, why so long? Why so quiet? Why so empty when I prayed so much, believed so much, trusted so much? I heard every cry, every whispered longing, every tired sigh you thought disappeared into the darkness. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was ignored. I was there through it all. You thought I was silent, but I was watching. You thought I had forgotten, but I was preparing. You thought I was far, but I was nearer than your breath. My timing is not your timing, and my seasons unfold with perfect precision, even when you cannot see the clock by which I move. You looked around and compared yourself to others who seemed to flourish, who seemed to find answers swiftly, whose paths seemed marked with light while yours felt covered in shadows. But I do not measure fruitfulness by speed or applause or the admiration of others. I measure fruitfulness by surrender. I measure growth by trust. I measure progress by how deeply you allowed me to shape your soul in the seasons no one else could see. Yes, you waited, but you were not waiting in vain. You were waiting while I was working. Beneath the soil, where eyes cannot reach, roots were growing deeper and stronger. In the silence, your faith was stretching, learning to breathe without sight, learning to stand without feeling, learning to believe without proof. You thought nothing was happening, but I was growing you into something unshakable. What you called wasted time, I call foundation. What you called delay, I call preparation. Do not despise the years that felt barren. They were sacred. They were necessary. I hid you for a reason. I covered you with my hand, not to punish you, but to protect the tender work I was doing in the secret places of your heart. Like a seed in the darkness of the soil, you were not buried to die, but buried to bloom. And bloom you shall, in my time and in my way. Consider the lives of those I have used before you. Did I not lead Moses into decades of obscurity before he ever heard the call from the burning bush? Did I not allow Joseph to be forgotten in the prison before he was remembered in the palace? Did I not hide David in the wilderness long after Samuel's anointing oil had touched his head? I work through silence. I work through hiddenness. I work through seasons where it seems nothing is happening, because in those seasons, I am shaping my vessels into something far beyond human comprehension. You have lived through years that seemed empty. You have served quietly. You have prayed faithfully. You have believed when belief felt like foolishness. You have walked the path of endurance when others turned away to easier roads. And now I tell you plainly, those years were not a mistake. They were not punishment. They were the soil from which your destiny will now spring forth. Even in your later years, even when you have wondered if your usefulness is over, I tell you it is not over. It is only now beginning to emerge in fullness. Look at the trees. The ones with the deepest roots weather the fiercest storms. And so it is with you. I have rooted you deeply in me, so that what comes next will not shake you. You have been seasoned through trials, through losses, through hopes deferred. You know now how to recognize my voice through the winds and through the stillness. You are not as fragile as you once feared. You are strong not because of your might, but because of my spirit within you. You have learned to lean. That lesson alone is more precious to me than any achievement you thought you missed. You have learned to listen, not to the clamor of the world, but to the whisper of my heart. You have learned to trust, not in outcomes, but in my character. And this, my beloved, is what I was after all along. I was not after your busyness. I was not after your performance. I was not after your perfection. I was after your heart, fully yielded, fully trusting, fully mine. Now, as you look ahead, do not let regret cloud your vision. Do not say to yourself, it's too late. Do not say, I missed my chance. Do not say, If only I had known then what I know now. I am the redeemer of time. I am the restorer of seasons. I waste nothing. I lose nothing. I have held every moment in my hands, and I have preserved the harvest that belongs to you. What I have prepared for you will come forth, not because of your striving, but because of my faithfulness. Hear me clearly now. What is ahead of you is not lesser because it comes later. It is not small because it comes quietly. It is not insignificant because the world does not applaud it. What I am about to unfold in your life carries eternal weight, eternal beauty, eternal purpose. You are stepping into a season where what was hidden will be revealed, where what was planted will bear fruit, where what seemed forgotten will be honored by my hand. So lift your head. Strengthen your heart. This is not the end of your story. This is the unfolding of what I have written from the beginning. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too worn. You are exactly where I have placed you for the bloom that is now at hand. Trust me. Rest in me. Follow my leading without fear. The silent years were not wasted. They were holy. They were mine. And because of that, they were preparing you for exactly this moment. Stay with me now. Let me lead you step by step. Do not rush ahead, and do not lag behind. I am faithful. I am with you. I am for you. And I am bringing forth my purpose in you, even now. My beloved, hear me now as I speak clearly and without confusion. The season of breaking forth is not just for the young, not just for those who seem full of energy and ambition. It is for those who have endured, for those who have remained faithful through the passing of time, for those who have trusted me beyond what their eyes could see. Your season is not past. Your season is present. Your season is now. I do not work according to the timelines of man. I do not follow the expectations of culture or the limits of human imagination. I am the God who calls forth life where there has been barrenness. I am the God who brings harvest from fields that seemed long forgotten. I am the God who commands seeds buried in silence to break through and bloom in due season, not early, not late, but perfectly aligned with my divine timing. You must understand this truth deeply and let it settle into your spirit. The waiting was not denial, and the silence was not abandonment. It was preparation for this very moment. You have walked through winters of your soul where nothing seemed to move, and yet beneath the surface my hand was steady. I have been tending to your roots, strengthening your foundation, readying you for the unveiling of what I have destined for you. There are no wasted seasons in my kingdom, and there is no expiration date on purpose when I am the author of it. In this moment you stand on the threshold of fulfillment. You may feel weary. You may wonder if you have the strength to step forward into what I am calling you toward. Listen carefully. Strength does not come from within yourself. It comes from me. I am the vine, and you are the branch. The life that now flows through you is not your own striving, not your own determination, but my spirit empowering you for the days ahead. The breaking forth you are about to witness is not by force, not by might, but by my spirit working within you and through you. Consider again the seed. It lies hidden beneath the soil, unseen, unnoticed, seemingly forgotten. But deep within, my law of life is at work. In the right season, under the right conditions, the seed cannot help but break forth. It is compelled by the life within it to push beyond the barriers, to reach toward the light, to fulfill what it was created to become. So it is with you. The life I planted within you cannot stay buried forever. The purpose I have spoken over you cannot remain hidden indefinitely. What I have ordained must come to pass, and the time for its emergence is now. Do not fear the change. Do not resist the shift. The breaking forth may feel uncomfortable. It may stretch you beyond what you thought possible, but it is necessary. Growth always requires breaking through doubt, through fear, through the opinions of others, through the limitations you placed upon yourself. I am calling you to rise, to step forward, to believe again not as you did in the past, but with a deeper, more seasoned trust that has been refined through the fire of years. You wonder what this breaking forth will look like. It will not be as you imagined. It will not mirror the patterns of your youth. It will carry the weight of wisdom, the beauty of maturity, the depth of understanding that only comes from walking long with me. This season is not about performance. It is about presence. It is not about doing more, but about becoming more yielded, more open, more attuned to my voice and my ways. I am calling you to places you never thought you would go, to speak words you never thought you would speak, to carry light into spaces that have long been in shadow. Do not say, "I am too old." Do not say, "I am too tired." I am the God who renews strength like the eagles, who refreshes dry bones with breath and purpose. I am the one who called Abraham when he was as good as dead, and made him the father of nations. I am the one who called Sarah's barren womb to life long after hope seemed gone. I am the one who said to Moses, even after years in the wilderness, "Now go. Now, lead." Do you think I have changed? Do you think my power diminishes with time? No, beloved. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. What lies ahead requires your yes. Your obedience is the key that unlocks what I have stored up for you. The doors I am opening will not be forced by human hands, but will swing wide at the sound of your surrender. Trust me as you step through. Trust me when the path looks unfamiliar. Trust me when others question why now, why you, why this. I do not answer to them. I answer to myself, and my purposes stand. You have asked me, what is left for me to do? And I answer you now. There is still much fruit to bear, still much light to shine, still much healing to bring. The wisdom I have poured into you is not for storage, but for sharing. The compassion I have deepened in you through suffering is now meant to comfort others. The understanding I have cultivated through your trials is now meant to guide those who come after you. This is a time for planting again, for mentoring, for nurturing, for blessing, for standing as a pillar where others seek refuge in truth. Do not despise small beginnings even now. What may seem insignificant to you may carry eternal weight in my kingdom. A single conversation, a single act of kindness, a single prayer whispered in faith. These are the seeds I use to bring forth harvests beyond your imagination. Stay attuned to my leading. I will show you where to plant, where to speak, where to stand. You are not finished. You are breaking forth. This is your due season, the time appointed by my hand, the moment long prepared in my heart. I have not forgotten you. I have not passed you by. I have not overlooked what I placed within you from the very beginning. Now is the time for it to rise, for it to bloom, for it to bless. Do not shrink back. Do not fear. I am with you. I go before you. I am your rear guard. I am your strength. Look up, beloved. The fields are white for harvest. The work is not behind you. It is before you. The fruit is not withered. It is ripening. The promises are not fading. They are being fulfilled. Step boldly into this breaking forth. Know that my hand is upon you, my spirit within you, my favor surrounding you. You are mine, and I will accomplish all I have purposed through you. My beloved child, listen to me now with a heart free from the noise of this world and from the doubts that have circled your mind. I am speaking to you plainly and lovingly because I know the questions you still carry, the weariness you still feel in the marrow of your bones. You have come this far through valleys and storms. You have endured losses, disappointments, and seasons where my promises seemed distant. And yet, here you are, still leaning toward me, still listening. This posture of your heart, this steady surrender, is more powerful than you realize. You have been taught by the world that strength looks like striving, that victory looks like independence, that success looks like control. But hear me now. My ways are not the ways of this world. My kingdom operates in a holy paradox. In surrender, you find strength. In yielding, you find victory. In dependence upon me, you discover a power that cannot be shaken. The strength I am speaking of is not the strength of your younger days. It is not the strength of physical vigor or untested confidence. It is the strength of a heart fully given over to me, of a soul that has been weathered and refined by time, by fire, by waiting. It is the quiet strength of one who has nothing left to prove and everything left to receive from my hand. It is the strength of knowing that I alone uphold you, I alone sustain you, I alone carry you from this moment into eternity. Do you remember, beloved, how I spoke through my Son when he walked the earth? How he said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That rest was not just for your body. It was an invitation to a deeper place where surrender becomes the doorway to peace, where laying down your battles becomes the pathway to victory. You have carried much, more than others know. You have fought battles in silence, persevered through seasons where no one understood the weight upon your heart. I saw it all. I honored every quiet sacrifice, every whispered prayer, every tear that no one else witnessed. And now I say to you, lay it down. Surrender it anew. Let me carry what you were never meant to bear alone. Steady surrender does not mean giving up. It means giving over. It means placing your trust where it belongs, not in outcomes, not in timelines, not in the approval of others, but in me, your faithful God. Surrender is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is the recognition that my strength is made perfect in your weakness, that my power flows most freely through vessels that are emptied of their own striving. You have learned this in part through the years behind you. The times when you tried to force doors open, when you clung tightly to your own plans, when you wrestled with circumstances beyond your control, these taught you that your greatest victories came not when you fought harder, but when you finally let go. When you fell to your knees and said, "Lord, I cannot, but you can." That is when you found me most near, most present, most powerful. Now, in these later chapters of your life, I am calling you deeper into this truth. The world may look at your surrender and see weakness. Let them think what they will. I see your surrender and call it strength. I see it as alignment with my heart, my purposes, my perfect will. I see it as the soil in which my miracles take root. You are not too old to live by faith. You are not too late to see my power revealed through your obedience. In fact, you are exactly where I want you, fully aware of your need for me, fully open to receive what only I can give. Steady surrender is not a one-time act. It is a daily posture. It is waking up and choosing again to say, "Lord, not my will, but yours be done." It is walking through your days with open hands, ready to let go of what no longer serves my purpose and ready to receive what I place in your path. It is trusting me with the unanswered questions, with the unmet desires, with the hopes that still flicker quietly in the corners of your heart. I see them. I hold them. I am not finished writing your story. Strength through surrender means you no longer need to carry the burden of outcomes. You no longer need to measure your worth by accomplishments or compare your path to anyone else's. Your value in my eyes has never been about what you do, but about who you are, my beloved, my chosen, my own. When you surrender to this truth, you find rest. When you live from this place of trust, you find peace. And in peace, you find the strength to walk forward into whatever I have prepared. The world teaches urgency. I teach trust. The world demands performance. I invite presence. The world celebrates independence. I honor dependence upon me. These are not weaknesses. These are the marks of my kingdom. These are the paths of those who walk closely with me. Hear me, beloved. The days ahead are not to be feared. They are to be embraced with open hands and a surrendered heart. I go before you. I stand beside you. I dwell within you. There is nothing ahead that surprises me, nothing that I have not already prepared you to face. Your surrender positions you to hear my voice clearly, to follow my lead confidently, and to rest in my provision faithfully. Remember how I led my people through the wilderness. not by their strength, not by their strategy, but by my presence. A cloud by day, fire by night, provision from heaven, water from rocks. I was enough then, and I am enough now. Your steady surrender invites my miraculous provision. Your trust opens the door for my faithfulness to be displayed again and again. So, surrender. Surrender your timelines. Surrender your expectations. Surrender your fears about the future and your regrets about the past. Surrender the illusion of control and the heavy yoke of self-reliance. Instead, take my yoke upon you, for it is easy and my burden is light. Walk with me in the rhythm of grace, and you will find rest for your soul. This is the secret to your strength, the well from which you will continue to draw. Steady surrender. It is not the end of your journey, but the heart of it. It is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom hard-earned through years of walking with me. Trust that what you place in my hands I will guard. What you release to me I will multiply. What you surrender I will redeem. You are mine, beloved. I am your strength, your shield, your song. Rest in me, surrender to me, and watch how I lead you forward, not by might, not by power, but by my spirit. This is the way of the faithful. This is the path of peace. This is the life of strength found in steady surrender. Beloved, listen carefully now, for what I am about to reveal to you carries deep importance. Many look at the later chapters of their life and believe the story is drawing to a quiet, fading close. Many think their days of purpose are behind them, that they have already given all they had to give, and that what remains is merely waiting for the end. But hear me clearly. I do not write stories the way men do. I save some of my most beautiful blooms for the final chapters. You wonder why I have kept you this long, why your breath still fills your lungs, why your heart still beats when others have already passed beyond this life. It is not by accident. I am not finished with you. You were not created merely to survive the later years. You were created to thrive in them, to flourish in a way you could not have understood when you were younger. The bloom of purpose I speak of now is the fruit of all you have walked through, all you have endured, all you have surrendered. Look at nature, my creation. The most fragrant blooms often come after long seasons of quiet growth. The ripest fruit appears only after the harshness of seasons has passed. So it is with you. Your earlier years may have been filled with striving, with questions, with the eager hunger of wanting to know my plan. But now in this sacred season, you are positioned perfectly to embody what I value most: a heart steady in trust, a spirit ripened by wisdom, a life softened and made strong through surrender. I tell you now, your latter days are not lesser days. In my kingdom, they are often the most fruitful. What seemed slow in the past is now accelerated by my spirit. What seemed small will now be magnified through my grace. You carry within you treasures that younger hearts cannot yet understand: the treasure of perseverance, the treasure of perspective, the treasure of faith tested and proven. These are not to be hidden away. These are to be shared, to be poured out like oil upon the generations following you. You may ask, what can I still do, Lord? My strength is not as it once was. My energy wanes. My days are quieter now. And I answer you this: your purpose is not measured by your pace. Your purpose is measured by my plan. A single word from your lips, spoken with the weight of years and the authority of my spirit, carries more power than 1,000 empty speeches. A single act of kindness from your hands, seasoned with the compassion of a heart that has known suffering, carries more impact than grand gestures done without love. Do not underestimate the influence of your presence. There are those I am sending to you who need your wisdom, your prayers, your steady faith. They need to hear how I carried you through trials. They need to see how hope still burns bright even when the body grows frail. They need to know that joy is not reserved for the young, but springs eternal from those who have walked long with me. You are not invisible to me. You are invaluable to my purpose. This is the bloom of your purpose: to be a light in the latter days, a beacon of faithfulness when others are faltering, a reminder that my promises do not expire with age. You are to finish well, not by striving harder, but by resting deeper in me, not by running faster, but by standing firmly in the truth of who I am. Your testimony carries weight. Your prayers carry power. Your life, surrendered fully, carries the fragrance of eternity. Some of you have thought your mistakes disqualified you. Others have feared that time lost can never be regained. But I am the Redeemer of all things. I waste nothing. Even your failures I have folded into my plan. Even your missteps I have used to teach you compassion and humility. What you see as scars, I see as places where my grace has healed you. These are not signs of defeat. They are marks of my faithfulness. Do not compare your harvest to another's. Do not measure your impact by the standards of this world. A quiet conversation can turn a heart toward me. A handwritten letter can heal a wound long hidden. A faithful prayer whispered in secret can shape destinies. This is the holy work of your final chapters, to trust that your obedience, however small it seems, is multiplied by my hand. You are not waiting for the end. You are walking into fulfillment. The seeds I planted long ago are breaking forth now. Some blooms are only meant to reveal themselves in the cool of evening, in the soft light of later years. This is not a diminishing. This is a ripening. This is not a closing. This is a culmination. You are living in the fullness of time I ordained for you. I have called you to this moment for purposes greater than you can yet see. Your prayers for others will unlock doors you may never walk through yourself. Your words will echo in hearts long after your voice is silent. Your faithfulness will water the soil for generations you may never meet. This is how my kingdom moves, from one surrendered heart to another, from seed to bloom to harvest, from faith to fulfillment. So do not retreat into silence or insignificance. Rise into the purpose I have preserved for you. Speak when I prompt you. Love when I lead you. Pray without ceasing. Encourage those who feel faint. Stand as a living testimony that I am faithful from beginning to end. Your life is a living altar, a fragrance rising to me, pleasing and holy. When the world says you are finished, I say you are flourishing. When the world looks past you, I see you more clearly than ever. When the world measures worth by youth and strength, I measure by faith and surrender. And I declare over you now, you are fruitful. You are fulfilling my purpose. You are blooming in your final chapters, and the fragrance of your faithfulness reaches even the heavens. Walk forward, beloved. The path ahead is not marked by fading light, but by glory increasing. My hand is upon you still. My voice still guides you. My spirit still fills you. And my purpose through you is being completed with beauty and with power. These are not your final days of emptiness. These are your finest days of fulfillment. Trust me. Follow me. Rejoice in me. The bloom of purpose I have spoken over you will not fail.